Everyone, Ammo here for the Bundle Review. This is a new series on this experimental episode. We're just going to see feedback, see if it's how it works. Open up to criticism as always. All my videos are, but particularly now to see if this is going to be a worthwhile series. So if you're unaware, Humble Bundle is a website. They make deals with developers, publishers, in order to release games as packages that you can pay whatever you want for, from like $1 to give them $100, whatever. It's a donation. You're donating because a portion of it goes to charity. This particular bundle, actually, EA is foregoing all the profits, so it's all going to charity. So it's extra charity for this bundle, which is cool of EA, and being EA, extra cool because you wouldn't expect them to do something not awful. And we're just going to go. It's not like a true review because it's charity. It's a donation, of course. You can donate however you want for it. But if you're just interested, you can go through. We're going to show a couple minutes of gameplay for each game, overview and history, what I think of it, and then you can decide how much you want to donate beforehand. So here we have Dragon Age Origins, Peggle, Dead Space 2, Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, War Chest. So that's Allied Assault and expansions, and Command & Conquer, Generals plus 0 hour. For some reason I have trouble saying 0 hour, which is of course the expansion of Command & Conquer's Heroes. For now, we're just going to do the base set. If you're familiar with Humble Bundle, if you pay more than the average, you typically get bonus games. So here we have a bunch of bonus games, most notably Mass Effect 2 and Dragon Age 2. Mass Effect 2. Most notably Mass Effect 2. Also Plants vs. Zombies, if you're into that. Jewel 3, again, into casual gaming. And SimCity 2000 is a great game, and Wing Commander is a classic series. But we're just going to go through these base set for this first. Dragon Age Origins, a RPG from 2009, and personally one of my favorite games of all time. I love it. It's a rich world, beautiful characterization, fun combat. I wouldn't say turn-based combat, but it's a pause at your free will kind of combat with fun character development, both actual RPG character development, and you interact with other characters and learn their stories. And there's a real rich story and character development. It's really fun to get lost in the world, and the combat supports that as well. So is the loot and the level up. It all fits together. There's a story, there's characters, there's combat. It's all done well. It's all rich. It's just a very high quality product. So I love this game. To get in, start a background to be a rogue elf, city elf. Next, let's just quick play. Quick play should get us in. Select difficulty. Okay, cool. Quick play. We can skip character creation, which I wouldn't recommend. There's a lot of skills and stats to get off. But for our purposes, we're trying to get in quickly, just for a few minutes of gameplay.
The largest city and capital of Ferelden. Long ago, the elves lived as slaves to humans, and though they've been free for many generations now.
Wake up, cousin. Why are you still in bed?
That gives a little bit of background for your origin, because Dragon Age Origins, so you choose your character's origin, then your origin has a big effect on how the rest of the game plays out. What are you doing in my room, Shiny? Just a little bit longer. What are you doing in my room?
What, you're shy now? I sweet-talked your father into letting me share the good news. You do remember what today is, don't you?
Nope. Summer day. Get drunk before noonday.
No, you idiot. You're getting married today, and Soris too.
I forget my way. Here we have our first bit of combat. So every combination race, every origin has their own story. And the story was, as the poor and... Fuck. Here's our first taste of combat. Every origin having its own story. Our story is this poor city elf. Is that the humans came, the racist humans came, and came to kidnap and rape our women. So we're going back to go save them, kill everyone along the way. It's pretty heavy stuff. And it's not turn-based, but of course it's pause. You pause it whenever. So shoot him. What's your skills? It's like striking. So it's like stance. To go punch him. We don't pause. And why aren't you guys doing what I tell you to do? Because I didn't click the button, that's why. There we go.
I must maintain.
Oh, and there's also the flanking. That's right, so if I go back here, I'll be in a flanking position. So if you hit them from the side from the black, that's a flank that gives you a bonus to your attack. I'm not sure if it works for range. I assume it can. I'm not sure exactly either way. Oh, get a shield for Soris here. Source. Source inventory. Put on shield. Bam, you're fine. Now I played this originally on console. Originally played this on console. Oh, Mabari! Oh, I remember Mabari from Mabari later in the game. But yeah, I played this on console and it worked out quite well. And yes. And then not stealth, dirty fighting. Beautiful. The port here seems to be pretty good. Some room so I can shoot this dog. Yeah, we should focus target. Oh, never mind. And who is this guy just following me around? You're not doing much. You're not helping out very much, are you? Hit the dog. Not doing a very good job. Yeah, you don't have much. It'll be really hard for me to deal with this dog right in my face. There we go. Do that. Obviously, ranged weapons easily be interrupted when something's punching you in the face in melee. Seems like that guy's archer over that way. Dude, Saurus is like pretty tough little dude here. And then this funny looking dog, regular dog, versus a Mabari. You just walking in, just hanging out. Get up here, finish off this guard. He should automatically. There we go. Yeah, the AI is competent enough as it is. Yeah, you have a shield bash. Oh, it's right there. We just weren't using it. Okay, you can see that. They have a variety of skills to use, of course, in combat. You can pause it whenever you guys. You can. I remember. Yeah, we gain a level. Yes, I know how leveling works. I do remember. You'd be able to change the AI pretty well. You have a lot of options of what they can do when. Which is pretty cool. Level up. You got lots of skills to take. Let's take more combat training. And about archery. So we're doing some archery right now. Fire without interruption even when being attacked. That sounds super duper good. Like that. Because I never played a archer character. So while I'm doing this, I might as well make it archer, and then that's it. You run through, level up, go through the story, go through the characters, do the not turn-based combat, but you pause it. It's real time, but not actiony. I don't know how to describe that in a eloquent way. Dragon Age Hegel is a casual game developed in 2007 by PopCap Games, or released in 2007 by PopCap Games, and it was then later ported to Xbox Live Network and released on iOS and Android, mobile platforms. Because it's the perfect genre for that. It's a very casual arcade game, super casual, and it is actually a deceptive amount of fun. So there's adventure mode, quick play versus mode. It is a pachinko pinball kind of game. So you shoot off. Your objective is to get the orange pieces, all the orange pieces by the end. And you have a certain amount of balls to shoot, and then you can earn balls by earning a certain amount of points. You get enough there, almost got enough points, 25,000 for an extra ball. And then you just blast, and that's it. You don't have any control after that. You just blast your ball. Very Pachinko-esque. It just goes. And you get a little bit of pinball with all the points and the special things. You hit the green blocks there, you get special powers. Powers depend on what character you have being controlled. Which of course you can select. You can select in versus. Wow, it's awful. You can select in the versus modes, or when you're doing adventure, it's just whoever's up at that time for that level. It's a very simple game. That's all I have to say about it. Except it is a surprising amount of fun. Casual games can earn a bad rep for core gamers. Oh, casual games. No, that's a fair amount of relaxing. Very relaxing. Good amount, pretty fun. Wow, it was terrible. I have 4 balls left, and there's 3 oranges left. Some levels, they get kind of tricky, although they are. Much of the level. Oh my god, so bad. Many of the levels are randomly generated. There's a lot of random generation going on. One thing I really like, you can right click, fast forward time to get cycles going. Really cool. Oh, 1 ball. Can I hit this? Think it's gonna hit? Oh, it's gonna hit. Yeah, like bounce off there. Oh, I got a free ball off that. Don't always mean any good. Anyway, yeah, the levels are randomly generated. So, oh, it's terrible. So I get a free ball. Free ball. If you miss completely, you don't hit anything, you get a free ball out of it. I think that's it. I think this is my plan. I hit this with one ball. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, but I bounced into the free ball anyway. I thought I was going to hit it. Earned an extra ball though. Should have just cleared out, shot it here. Just cleared out this guy right here, so I can actually hit this thing. But what pegs are actually orange changes every time you play. Okay, we failed this one. Don't change. We're gonna retry. And now there's different pegs that are orange. Different pegs that are green. Purple pegs move every time. But that is... So sometimes some levels are super hard because you get pegs in weird places, and then other times not so much. It adds a little bit of... I'm not sure I'd say replay, but adds some interesting mechanics to the game. A little bit of replay abilities on levels. Changes the challenge of each level, which can be kind of weird because some play level and super hard, then you play later and all of a sudden it's super easy because the pegs changed, and it can be a little throw you off a little bit. Or in this adventure mode, there's a challenge mode where you take turns with an opponent shooting balls. Whoever earns the most points, of course, wins. Which I only played that once with the computer, and they say, I swear they cheat. They're doing some crazy shots. They're like ricocheting all around, hitting a whole bunch of pegs, and sinking into the basket, and it was on like easy mode, so I was a little concerned. Oh, maybe I'm just really bad at this game. There's also a quick play, so you don't have to go through a campaign, you just go through. That one's a super casual, fun little arcade game. Dead Space 2 is a 2011 horror game developed by Visceral Games, and that 2011 makes that the most modern title on our list. This is shortly after you find the first weapon, the plasma cutter. And I think Dead Space 2. Oh, before we go any further, I should mention there's a multiplayer mode Dead Space 2. I couldn't get into a multiplayer game. There seemed to be a few people playing, but not enough. I couldn't find enough for a match in a reasonable amount of time, so you might be able to find a multiplayer match, but I won't put too much stock in that one. Get this just for multiplayer. That's fine, because where it's at is single player. It is a pretty... it's not the same kind of horror as something like...
I know.
Something like Alien Isolation or SCP or Amnesia or anything where you have the sense of dread because you're mostly defenseless. This one, you very much more of an action game. You're very much capable of defending yourself. There are a lot of jump scare situations. And you go through, and the enemies, they are disgusting and scary. You can't, of course, defend yourself, but they are gross and scary and violent. And you have like psychic powers. You throw stuff, not psychic, it's a device. Let's throw stuff around. You get to earn a stasis later on. We haven't gotten to that point yet. This is it. There's a lot of jump scares, lots of loud noises, lots of jump scares, and a lot of monsters coming at you. Come on, where are you? Get some combat in here. Yeah, like it's not the same sense of dread. There's a lot of jump scares, a lot of like, oh, there's this gross monster right next to you. But you can defend yourselves. You can defend yourself from monsters. I wouldn't say easily, but why was my gun shooting there? Defend yourself from the monsters. It's not the same kind of fear. Jump scares, but then you keep your head on your shoulders, you don't panic, you defend yourselves very easily, especially on normal mode. You have ammo, you have powerful weapons, you have special abilities such as that. You find credits, you find money, you upgrade as you go along, and you just explore the what are you on, a space station? You're on a colony, on a moon colony, and you find out the mystery of what happened to Isaac Clarke after his adventure aboard the vessel, which I forget what it was called. His first Dead Space 1. One of my favorite things about Dead Space series, it gets a little line showing where the objective is, part of your rig. A nifty little line on the spine there, being the health. Dead Space 2 is very good graphically, very good at displaying information to the player graphically and in games. You see those credits on the ground just popping up as like a holographic heads-up display on Isaac Clarke. So you as a player in third-person view, you don't really have a HUD, but you see what's displayed to Isaac, and you get all the same information that Isaac would be getting, such as the ammo on his gun showing right there, even though most of the weapons are tools more so than guns, because Isaac's of course an engineer. And the thing is, you can see how much health you have, which Isaac being right in his back obviously wouldn't be able to see. But it's a really cool visual design, sound design is great, it's just a high quality horror game. Now, it was more of an action horror than a true dread terror game. I'm not saying it's not scary, it's certainly scary. It's a different type of scary, because you're like, oh gross, a bunch of nasty creatures jumped in my face and I have to kill them. versus, oh no, this one big scary monster is hunting me down like an animal's gonna kill me. So it's definitely a different feeling from those kind of games. But still very good in this class, you know, go around, upgrade, explore, there's exploration, combat upgrading, just a bunch of jump scares thrown in. And I've been really enjoying it. Medal of Honor Allied Assault is a 2002 first-person shooter, published by EA, of course. All these games have in common. And before we go into the single-player experience, just mention that's all there is. Because we go to, I didn't mean to click twice there. If we go to multiplayer, join internet game, launch GameSpy, cancel. Is there like a browse game, host a game, join internet game, browse servers? It's all GameSpy right down here, powered by GameSpy, and that doesn't exist anymore, so it's single player only experience for now. Well, I mean, I guess you can do LAN stuff, it's not strictly single player only, but it's much more inconvenient to do multiplayer now, but that's fine. Without the community for a game this old is going to be that particularly lively. Let's just load up into a file here. This should be like the third mission. And this game, don't expect anything too exciting. It is a very old game, very primitive. All you can really do, you point and you shoot. And then you point and you shoot. Actually missed. There's no... It's all hit scan. Wow, okay. I have to use fraps for this because OBS doesn't even recognize this as the thing that exists. And fraps is well known to be not very good. So we're seeing some surprise. Frame rate drops like a 12-year-old game. It's absurd. 13-year-old game, actually. Yes, I know I can see you. Actually. Damn. You can't die. It's scripted to die here. Coming up. Anyway, yeah, it's a very arcadey game. You point, you shoot. There's really not anything complex you can do. You just shoot the bad guys, they shoot you. And that's all there is. Not a cover system. You don't mod weapons. The number of weapons you pick up is very limited. What you can carry is very limited. And you don't get any special abilities. It's even a game that's so old where grenades are on their own little slot here. You don't. After Halo, as far as I know, Halo is the game that. Oh, come on. The enemies can go prone, you can't, which is very strange. Like to go prone and shoot, you can't yourself go prone. I believe Halo Combat Evolved is a game that pioneered. Hey, you know what? How we actually have grenades on a different key, so you can use them much more quickly. And then this is Allied Assault now, isn't it? Go around, shoot guys, don't get shot yourself. It really goes a long way to show you. Whoa, okay, hello, buddy. It really goes a long way to show you how far modern shooters, modern games, shooters in particular, have come. You gonna jump at me, puppy? Stop that! Stop that. Yeah, it really goes a long way to show you how far modern games have come, particularly first-person shooters. This is very arcadey. It's like Doom, and they just made it a little 3D. You can shoot up, you can shoot down. There's been a on-rail shooter experience, so I'm sure it was cool at the time, and by nowadays standards, it's kind of annoying. Same with the on-rails section. I'm sure once upon a time, like, oh cool, on rails, we're on the Jeep, we're shooting things, it's all super cool. And now it's like, oh come on, you're just padding. This is silly. The AI is pretty bad. I mean, they will shoot you from the windows with pretty strong guns. But there'll be many times where you're shooting their friends right next to them, and then they don't even realize, and they let you just kind of kill them. Also, there is a very forgiving checkpoint system, so unless you get at a checkpoint with a very low amount of health, you should be fine. Just to reload and try again. Speaking of reloading, use the gun back up. I'm finding it to be it's pretty enjoyable. Okay, someone shot. No, you guys. Hello, friends. Don't know what that guy's doing. No, AI is just being bad. That's probably what it was. These guys are surprisingly accurate at this range. Someone has a big gun doing like 50 health to me. This is my first time going through this level. I have no idea who's doing that much damage to me. But it's a pretty fun old game. I wanted to cut this, so I need to find out who's like one-shotting over here. Must be a guy with a snipe, like a rifle or something around here. Giving me some heartache. Shot that guy. It's probably that guy. Is it this guy? Might have been that guy. That guy's not actually dead yet. I just did. Alright, is that it? Is that everyone? Okay, that's all. Yeah, all hit scan weaponry, nothing fancy going on. Just a very, you can kind of go through and like pseudo speedrun because obviously you're just playing through. You don't know where. Oh, we're super dead here now. Oh, maybe it was that guy coming behind them. Yeah, we're probably getting flanked. That was going on. We have 1 health left, and we managed to survive. But it gives you this kind of pseudo speedrun feel because why are you guys all alive all the time? It's like the pseudo speedrun feel because there's not really anything you can do other than run forward and gun everyone down. So the game goes by very quickly, clear levels quickly. If something goes, horribly wrong and you die, you can just respawn at one of the checkpoints, and you feel like you're speedrunning a game. You're just like, oh, I died, respawn, see that guy. If he hits me and I have this much health, blah blah blah. At least I haven't murdered that. But it makes it very rewarding, pretty rewarding experience, and definitely different from what you get from modern shooters. And then, like I said, the game's not super hard because the way it's age, and it's so forgiving. One of the reasons why it's a little bit on the easy side is that even though you die a ton, you can just respawn. And they're not. The level's going to play out the same way. The same script events are going to happen. The guy's going to be the same way. So like that guy's there, and you shoot him, he's laying down in the dirt. And then that guy's in the window, and that is the guy one-shotting me. At least we know now. That's that for Allied Assault. Command Conquer Generals and Command Conquer General 0 Hour being the expansion, of course, are well received real-time strategy games from 2003, I believe. Polish 5, of course, EA again. And the multiplayer, you can either do local area network or online, but you go to online, and then it has this weird thing about a General's online login. I'm not going to bother with that at all, so I have no idea if that even works. It likely does not, and even if it does, I doubt the community for again a 12-year-old real-time strategy is going to be too great, but it is Command and Conquer. So we had a game to load. Why isn't it? Yeah, load one of my games already had. Mission start, second mission, USA. Now one of the great things about Command and Conquer has these full motion videos, these full motion cutscenes, which is really cool. I may turn the sound down too low for you to hear it, but they're acted reasonably enough, voice acted and sound and everything. Now the problem is they're unskippable. You can't skip the cutscenes. You can't skip the cutscenes, and it hurts so bad. I just know it's like games used to be different. This is a 13-year-old game. Cutscenes used to be different, but they're unskippable. That is like a heinous sin, unthinkable thing to have in a modern game, are unskippable cutscenes. So it's just so weird to play an old game that has unskippable cutscenes, but here they are. But they give you the story in between missions, and of course you can choose between different factions to do their different campaigns, get different stories, which is really super cool. Obviously really super cool. Apparently the loading screen has like 1 frame per second, which is really weird. Alright, so once in the mission, you still have more cutscene, more in-game cinematics, very cinematic game. Looking for a cinematic experience for a 13-year-old game. Look no further in Command & Conquer. But it's a classic. It's a very classic RTS. I was a major player in the RTS when RTS had its heyday, which is way past. You don't get too many real-time strategy games anymore. For StarCraft 2 is doing very well. It was recently, Grey Goo, Grey Blob, Grey Mass, Grey World, Grey. You know what I'm talking about. There's that game, and then previously, Total Annihilation, I believe, was a more recent RTS. The RTS is obviously fallen out of. It's not as big as it once was. You used to have StarCraft, Empire Earth, Command & Conquer, Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, all sorts of fun things. Command & Conquer is from that time, and it is, it's a pretty competent game. The controls are awfully simple. That's the one thing I have, controls are very primitive, I should say. That's probably one thing I have the most trouble with. It's handling the controls. It's just a lot of awkward buttons, not too many hotkeys make too much sense, and I haven't figured out how to rebind them at all. But other than that, it's pretty fun. You have units that have special abilities, so we go down here. You unlock flashbangs for a rifleman. It's just so you get these micro. So we have who are you? Colonel Burton. So we have units with demo charges. He can do a knife kill on an enemy infantry, which is really cool. it's just that's a lot of micro-intensive. We have a lot of micro-intensive abilities here. Laser missile attack. You can not use that on that. Okay. It's a lot of micro-intensive things for the combat goes pretty fast. The units die super quickly if they're getting focused by the right unit type. And it seems very strange to have all these micro-intensive abilities on these units when it's really hard to do micro, but whatever. Maybe that's just sign of the times. Yeah, oh my gosh, come on, frame rate can't keep up with a 14-year-old game. No, it's because we're using fraps for this, and that is a terrible idea. But that's the only thing that I can use to capture it. Also, we have, where is it? Well, you see what end drops. These are drops of money we can actually pick up, which is really cool. That's another cool idea. You can pick up money off the ground. We're gonna end up building a base after we clear the way for the supply center. You have units individual upgrades. We earn experience as a general, so we can unlock general points, rank up as our commander, and get unlocks that way. Your units themselves upgrades. So you see our little snipers here are getting some veterancy. That improves their capabilities, which is a really cool idea, and it encourages you to keep units alive. And like I said, the micro mix it can be a little tricky sometimes. Oh, these guys need reinforcements. But another cool thing we got. Get him, battleships. One of the cool things I really enjoy about this game is that you get a lot of interesting. Oh, there we go. You get some interesting stuff. So here we get battleship bombardment because it's on this particular mission. The campaign's pretty good. Why aren't you guys shooting? What the heck are you guys doing? Oh, they're probably gonna get killed by this tank, aren't they? Well, that was disastrous. The sniper's still fighting the good fight. But here we have more reinforcements that arrived. But you get special abilities and missions, special units, and that's really cool. Even though it's very simple. Where are you even?
Unit lost.
Get in the tower. There you go. Get in there. You can do something in there. Even though you can only get to do so much per unit, and the base building isn't super complex. Like, there's not a lot of complexity in each individual system, but you get like some cool upgrades, some cool unlocks, some cool abilities. And especially in the campaign, they do a really good job making the campaign interesting. You're not just playing a bunch of skirmish maps. The campaign really does have things that makes it interesting. Let's have a battleship. It's a little technical right here. Alright, battleship, shoot it. And then shoot it, battleship. Boom! Super dead. So yeah, that's fun. That's satisfying. Reinforcements on the way. Thank you, because we need them. What are you even dropping off? No, I'm dropping off the supply trucks. Okay, that we have to escort. And dropping off some Humvees. Can we upgrade the Humvees? We can. We give the Humvees special drones. So we get a machine gun drone. Let's give you a anti-vehicle drone. What about you? Extends sight range. That doesn't seem very useful. Even the medic can get a drone. You can get a drone too. There you go. Everyone can get drones. I don't know. We'll just do the Chinooks actually. So hey, we're the United States. I guess we have a bunch of drones. I guess that's a special thing for the United States. Drone warfare, which is funny to think of even. Stupid Humvee warfare. Kind of funny to think of even back in 2012. The United States was was all about that drone warfare. Seems like units move more slowly when they're injured too, which is a bunch of cool little details like that. I'm really impressed by. Aircraft carriers. Yeah. Do some shooting for me. What do you want? Okay, I can buy it. Thank you. Stop yelling at me. I know. I got it. On top of it.
Unit lost.
Yeah, I don't think we actually need to be blowing up this bunker, but I guess we are anyway. And yeah, it just gives you the feeling of how strategy games were like. See, chaos, we have fights everywhere. We can shoot off bombard camp levels. Gas station, just for funsies. You can shoot off special abilities. We got new units coming in, and it's not just a bunch of skirmish maps. They're these single-player levels that really feel unique. You feel like, yeah, we can't blow it up with a battleship attack. They really feel unique. Feel like they have some special stuff about them, and it's really enjoyable. You can understand why some of these games are so successful back in the day before they got kind of moved a little bit from the limelight. Kind of fell out of favor a little bit. Strategy games aren't as popular as they used to be. Still exist, of course, but it's not what they used to be. As far as market share, you look at that strict perspective.
Right on.
And alright, that was a look at all the games in the Humble Origin Bundle 2. Dead Space 2, Dragon Age Origins, fantastic games. Dragon Age Origins, one of my favorite games, great RPG. Worth it if you haven't played it, definitely go play it. Like, you have to go get this and play this. Even if you have played it, it's definitely worth playing through again. It's a different character, especially if it's been a while since you played and you forget a lot of stuff. Absolutely fantastic game. Dead Space 2, really great game, having a lot of fun with it. I particularly enjoy horror games, so I'm really enjoying Dead Space 2. Medal of Honor, Allied Assault Command Conquer Generals, they're kind of older games, a little archaic. If you have nostalgia for the series, or for these games in particular, it's absolutely worth it. If not, well then it's fun to jump in and kind of see it's the part of the history of games, how games have evolved, and what games used to be like, because these used to be top of the line here. And then Peggle is a fun game. Not gonna talk down on Peggle, but it's definitely just a fun little casual inclusion thing, which is like a bonus. Now, one caveat for this bundle is that it is the Origin bundle, which for 3 of the games does require the Origin DRM, which is just awful. It's EA's awfulness. It's like Steam barely gets a pass for doing what it does, and just because it does it so well. You're asking me to put others on the computer. It's really painful. But luckily, the 2 newest, maybe the 2 best titles here, Dead Space 2 and Dragon Age Origins, are redeemable on Steam. So if you just want to buy it for those 2 games and ignore Origin and just use it on Steam, then that works well. So that's it for the bundle review. Thanks for watching. If you have, just like I said, experimental series, any criticism is welcome. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe for more. You guys know the deal.